Okay, Jam. Have you ever somebody told you a fun fact and you're like, actually, that's not true?
Yeah, or I've been like, that sounds so implausible that there's just no way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that has happened to me recently where I unknowingly solicited questions from our listeners. And then I was like, wait, I have to figure out if these are true or not.
Ah, yes.
And so then I decided that we need to play a game called Fun Fact or Fake Factoid.
Nice.
So let's get into it. Hey, I'm Melissa.
I'm Jam.
And I'm a chemist.
And I'm not.
And welcome to Chemistry for Your Life.
The podcast helps you understand the chemistry of your everyday life. Bonus edition again, or game edition.
Game show edition. Yeah. Okay.
And guess who's back?
Guess who's back
Back again. Nice.
It's
nice.
Claire.
It's Claire. Okay, so Claire's just here for basically like a month of our episodes, but it's fine. But here's what happened. Okay, so I said in the last episode, Letila, who is one of our Patreon community members, had suggested we do this as a category. But then another one of our Patreon community members said, hey, I was going to reply to your post with a fun fact, but a quick Google search declined to verify it for me, so I didn't. And I was like, well, give it to me anyway. And then I looked it up, and I won't tell you the fact because we're going to talk about it, but he said, fine, then it can be a factoid. And that's when I remembered that a factoid is a little bit of information that's not verified or necessarily true. And I was like, wait, what if we did that for all of these? I was just going to verify them and then say the true ones, but this is so much more fun.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I love it.
So here's what we're doing. Okay.
Okay.
So the options are, one is it could be a fun fact. So if it's 100% true, or I'm going to say partially true, because a lot of them give like part way truth, not the whole truth, you know, then it's a fun fact. Okay. But if it's like, nope, this isn't even partially true, I can't save it at all, then it is a fake factoid.
Okay, that's true for it's not true, or it's not verifiable at all.
Not verifiable.
At all. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So
correct.
So it maybe could prove to be true someday or something like that.
But it's not true right now.
There's just no way to assume it's
Yeah.
true. You could not call it a fact. It would not be correct to say that.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Okay. So, and then listen, the winner here is going to get a little treat of their choosing purchased by me.
Whoa.
And one genuine compliment. And when I say a little treat, I mean like a little cake, a little beverage, like a little Sonic drink or something. You know, like just like a little treat.
So cute.
And a nice compliment, a genuine compliment.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
This is kind of tough because I like love these kinds of trivia, facty kind of games or whatever, but I'm also like kind of anti-competitive. So now there's something at stake. I'm kind of like, I don't want to have this instead of Claire, but I do want to win.
Oh, that's so funny because I also love these kind of games and I just want to win.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All competitors destroyed. That's how I. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, that might help me be a little less
more,
kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so this first fun fact or fake factoid you've actually heard before, Jam. It came from another member of our community, Stephen B. on Patreon.
Okay.
And so you have to decide if you think that this was true from him or not.
Okay.
So
Wait, are we both doing it?
You both are.
Okay.
So I'm
going to
say
time?
not at the same time, and then I'll give you I'll let you each give your answer. And then,
Okay.
Got it.
Sorry.
And then Mason's off camera, so he'll keep track of our of the points for them.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So Stephen B said that tomatoes have to be pollinated by bees.
Ooh.
So if this is partially true or completely true, then it would be a fun fact. And if it's not true at all, then we're going to go with fake factoid.
It's only by bees? That's what he said?
That's what he said.
Okay, I think I've got my vote.
I also have mine.
Okay.
I'm going to say that it is partially true.
I think it's
so
a
fun fact.
I think it's a fake factoid.
Fake factoid.
I think it's a fake factoid.
Okay. It is a fun fact. Okay, it's partially true though. You're right. So it's tomatoes and many other plants contain their pollen in what's called a poricidal anther, which basically means the pollen is inside of these long, narrow flowers, and there's like only tiny pores for them to get out. And so they have to be pollinated by what we call buzz pollination. So some other things can do it.
Yeah, not wasps. That's why I said it was a fake factoid.
But
I guess
bees,
it is partially true.
partially true. That's why I said it.
Anyway,
You didn't
sorry,
read the
continue.
instructions.
I
You're the
didn't.
kids who like, I didn't read all the instructions. You got too excited. Yeah, so bees or other buzzing animals have to grab the flower and vibrate it to get the pollen out.
That's so cool.
But for tomatoes, pollination by bees specifically, this is why I was like, this is a fun fact. I'm going with for tomatoes, pollinations by bees specifically result in higher fruit set, yield, and weight than all other methods of pollination.
Wow.
cool.
And that we will link the resources that I got this information from.
Nice.
So they can be pollinated by other things that can shake it loose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the best and most
With
effective
bees?
by bees, and not
That's really
honeybees.
cool.
They're bumblebees or other types of that, like buzzing bees. Because honeybees, you don't get nectar out of the pollen. It's just the pollen. So
Right.
honeybees
Right.
don't care about that.
Right.
Mm.
Isn't that so
That's so
interesting?
cute.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cute? They like
That's
grab it
cute.
and they vibrate.
Yeah. So can hummingbirds do it? Because are hummingbirds buzzing animals?
Or are they also after nectar?
Because I feel like when you see a hummingbird, I feel like you see it buzzing. You know, because it's so little. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but they're going for the nectar, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. So they wouldn't
Aren't
want
they?
this. I don't know.
I thought so too. Yeah, but I don't know.
They probably wouldn't want because
Right. But
that
what if they
kind
just
of-
got like confused?
Yeah.
What if they're like, oh, this one has nectar. Oh,
Okay, so if
just
I
kidding.
was a hummingbird, then yes. I was like, I don't know. Like, this seems good to me.
And sometimes I'll go if I'm like, I haven't seen any pollinators around, and I just like tap my tomatoes, and that seems to be semi-effective. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Just
'cause
like
it's the vibration.
yeah. So
Oh,
and the wind,
freaking-
I'm like, isn't surely the wind is doing something?
Yeah.
here? But I think it's the
Bees.
the,
Bees
like,
are
in
more
there.
effective.
Yeah.
the exact frequency that they vibrate at is like the best.
That's cute.
Got it.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that one.
Cool.
I'm not mad that I lost that point. It's okay.
Okay, next fun fact or fake factoid. All the ants in the world weigh more than all the humans in the world.
I'm going to say this is a fun fact. I'm just going to go for it. I'm
Okay.
gunning for it.
Ooh,
Fun fact.
that's
I'm scared.
So tough because there's got to be like just an astronomical, way more ants
Yeah.
than humans. But also, how much more do we weigh than the ants? So I'm gonna say factoid. I don't
Whoa,
think it's
we're
gonna
going
work
for
out.
opposites
Yeah.
here.
You're going for opposites. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a fake factoid. I'm so sorry, Claire. Here's the thing. So I thought that this was not going to be verifiable, but there is an article in a journal called The Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, so a very well-respected journal,
Yeah.
where it was estimated. They calculated the estimated mass.
Why?
Okay, listen.
Why?
I literally was like,
reason.
why? How is this in a peer-reviewed, highly
Yeah.
respected? They gave all their reasons, but I was like, I cannot believe this.
I don't think I would believe their reasons, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought it was hilarious, and this is like a journal that I literally right now I've like read and tried to consider if would this be a good journal for me to submit to? And I'm like, if they're doing this, they should really be doing my stuff too. Okay, anyway. Okay, so they conservatively estimate a total abundance of ground-dwelling ants at over 3 times 10 to the 15th. So that's how it's like, how many zeros is that? A lot.
Yeah. Wow.
So then that's a conservative estimate. So then they estimate the number of all ants on Earth would be almost 20 times 10 to the 15th.
Okay.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah.
Okay, but so that number, 20 of all of them on Earth, the other ones are just ground dwelling, but these are all the ones on Earth. That corresponds to a biomass of 12 megatons of dry carbon.
Okay.
Now, this is a super interesting fun fact. This exceeds the combined biomass of all wild birds and mammals.
Oh. Like together? Or just like of birds
I understood
and
it
mammals?
as combined biomass of wild birds and
Plus
wild mammals.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's only equivalent to 20% of human biomass.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
I know. I was really
fumbled the bag
surprised. Well, here's where I think
It just
that
sounds so absurd, and I was like, it has to be true.
Yeah.
It has to
Like,
be.
you know?
Right.
Mason said at one
That's
point
my
it
argument
was.
for why I should
that's
get this
pretty
point
good.
again.
So you're saying before there were as many humans as there are now? Yeah.
Well, here's what I think happened. I think somebody read this line. This exceeds the combined biomass of wild birds and mammals, and they didn't realize it was wild birds and wild mammals.
Yeah,
Wild.
not.
And they're like mammals, humans are mammals, so there's more ants. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Well, and also it said ground dwelling ants. Aren't there ants that could fly? Or do they count?
No,
as-
the ground dwelling was the first half. The second half was so 3 times 10 to the 15th ground dwelling, 20 times 10 to the 15th.
Okay. So they included
Total.
it. I was about to
Yeah.
fight for it again. I was about to say
see.
you didn't even include all the ants.
Yeah.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like I see Jam kind of had an advantage on the first one, but I thought as a biologist you might already know some of
Hey,
these.
wildlife biology is like not my.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so many friends that are wildlife biologists. They would be better here for that one.
Oh, you know what's
That's
funny?
true. We do have wildlife biologists.
I also didn't put together that when we played that trivia game a few weeks ago, we talked about how like competitive and how confident we are in trivia games. And you and I think, were two of the higher rated ones. And then didn't you say that what trivia game did you play?
Wait, like.
Weren't you going to try to be on Jeopardy or
Oh
something?
yeah, I tried out for Jeopardy twice when I was in
Yes.
elementary and middle school, and I almost got on.
Yeah.
Like there's an online test and then there's an in-person test, and I made it to the in-person test
Uh-huh.
twice, but I didn't get on the show.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. And my life goal is to be on Jeopardy. Like that's like my bucket list
Dude.
number
Well, I'm
one
helping
item.
you right
Okay,
now.
guys.
Yeah,
Hashtag-
I need some Rusty, obviously.
Hashtag get Claire on Jeopardy. Am I
Hashtag
right?
get Claire on
Well,
Jeopardy.
now I have just so much knowledge about just very specific things.
Yeah.
I need to get back my like general trivia knowledge, as evidenced by my lack of 2 points here.
Okay, the next fun fact or fake factoid is the original one from Letila,
Okay.
who said, the smell of books is vanilla with an almond finish. The odor is created by the breakdown of cellulose and lignin, two of the components of paper. It's what gives old books their smell. Do we think that is a fun fact or a fake?
Gosh, you said that in the last
factoid?
episode, and I was so convinced. I was like, oh, that's why I love vanilla. Like I love the smell of vanilla, and I also love the smell of old books.
Dang it, this is hard. 'Cause I'm like, the partially true thing is kind of getting me a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, I wonder if there's a chance it is partial.
Yeah, could you say it one more time, please?
Yeah.
The fact,
Yes. Or
Okay.
potential fact.
the fun fact that was submitted. The smell of books is vanilla with an almond finish. The odor, or old books. The odor is created by the breakdown of cellulose and lignin, two of the components of paper. It's what gives old books their smell.
Do you already have your answer? in your head?
You can go first.
I'm going to say fake factoid.
I was going to go for fun fact.
Okay.
Guess we'll see.
It
Okay,
kinda
so we have-
keeps the points moving or keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it
Keep
really
the points
does.
moving. Okay.
And I'm nervous.
This is a fun fact.
Nice.
Okay. So you're excited for
Okay.
Claire? Is that why?
Yes, well, yeah.
See, Jim is so nice, and I was like, no! Last time that I got it
Also,
wrong.
it's more fun for the viewers too.
That's
I mean,
true.
no one wants to blow out. You know, you want it
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah.
be close. So.
If we've learned anything from Rhett and Link, it's that no one
Yeah.
wants to watch a blowout.
Totally.
Do you watch Good Mythical Morning?
I used to, but
Yeah.
did they?
I mean,
Yeah.
Link just always loses that
he
race.
does. It's amazing how much he loses. It's
Dang,
sad.
but they have so many subscribers, so I guess it's
Maybe
working
people
for
do
them.
Yeah.
like it.
Well, everyone's holding on because like everyone's an underdog. So like, this time Link's gonna win, maybe. You know.
And he wins just enough to keep it alive. It's like he
Yeah.
only loses one. He wins 1/3 of the game.
Yeah.
Dang, that's so
Anyway. Okay, so here's the thing. I found a chemistry paper that investigated the smell of old books. And one thing it said was that the smell of old books is actually due to hundreds of volatile organic compounds.
So it's
Yeah.
partially.
So partially true. Then the particular blend of compounds, it's a result of a network of degradation pathways, and it's dependent on what the original composition of the books was, like what kind of paper is it, what's applied media, binding, like all these things. So they say like it's biography, the book's like history, basically.
Yeah.
But lignin and cellulose are both present in paper. And Jam, if you remember back to our vanilla episode, it is possible to get vanillin, which is the thing that gives vanilla its vanilla-ness, from lignin. And so we've talked about that before. And So the paper didn't explicitly say, it's just these two. It's made up of a lot of other things, but that is definitely plausible.
Okay.
Semi-fun fact. The final degradation of dopamine, like the final thing it gets down to, is called homovanillic acid. So I wonder if it's related to vanilla.
Whoa.
I learned about that and I was like, vanilla? I was like, vanilla and dopamine?
There's a whole class of, I think they're
vanillins.
Vanillins, yeah.
So I wonder if the final breakdown of dopamine smells like vanilla.
I love the way vanilla
Books
smells.
breakdown,
Me
we
too.
breakdown.
All vanilla all around.
Oh, I forgot to say the one from the fake factoid or the fun fact or fake factoid. That was from Chris on Patreon. That was the one where he said, then I guess it could just be a fun factoid then.
That was the ants one you said?
The ants one, yeah. And then this one was from Letila, the one we just did.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, the next one is from Jake on Instagram.
Okay.
And Jake's fun fact is the majority of the world's fresh waters are stored in glacial ice.
I've got my answer.
Oh, well, I need to think about
What do you think?
Wait, word again. You said is?
The majority of the world's fresh waters are currently stored in glacial ice.
Are currently. Okay.
Okay,
What is it?
fake factoid.
I think
Fake
fun fact.
Oh my gosh.
keep going
it's
opposite.
crazy.
This is getting crazy. Okay. Ooh, this is a fun fact.
No.
I'm like rooting for Claire because she's the underdog and Jim is winning. Okay.
Interesting. I just thought maybe that seawater was glacial. Obviously, I need to brush up on my wildlife / like nature
just like
biology.
nature biology. Yeah. Okay, so according to the U.S. Geological Services, this is crazy. About 3/4 of Earth's fresh water is stored in glaciers. So glacial ice is the second largest reservoir of water on Earth, and it is the largest reservoir of fresh water on Earth.
Wow.
Now, here's something even more interesting, though. Only 2.1% of all of Earth's water, fresh and salt, is frozen in glaciers.
Oh, so that means like we just that's insane.
2.1% of all Earth's water, but
Fresh.
3/4 of the fresh water
That's
is in glaciers.
crazy.
97.2% of all water is in the Earth's oceans and inland seas. 0.6% of all Earth's water is in groundwater and soil moisture. Less than 1% is in the atmosphere, the lakes and rivers, and in all living plants and animals.
Oh my gosh, less than 1% of all of that.
Less than
Wow.
1% in
Crazy.
each one of those.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it could be like 0.99
Yeah.
in each one of those.
That's crazy. It's weird because I didn't have any science to back up what my guess. It was more like I've seen a glacier and everything. Like that's crazy. Like I just was like, and I remember even seeing like, oh, the glacier used to be this big. Like I hiked to one when we're in New Zealand, the Franz Josef Glacier. You could hike to it and see how big it was, and be like, here's where it was in 1970. You know, that kind of stuff.
We saw that in Canada.
Even where we got to, it was still so huge, and I just had this like gut feeling of like that seems like a lot of water. So it's like one glacier. I saw one glacier. And I thought that seems right.
And it's only less.
That seems like a lot of water.
Yeah, it's like not a good reason to have gone that.
Okay, now this is the sixth and final one.
This is already the sixth one?
This is the sixth one
Wait.
already, right? Oh no, this is the fifth one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is
Wait a second.
this is not the final
Don't
one.
call it a comeback.
Sorry.
Don't call it a
Sorry.
comeback,
Okay, all right.
folks.
Okay.
But
You could tie it. We could have two
It
more.
could
right?
be
Yeah.
tied up.
Right.
That's
then you
true.
have to come up with one on the spot.
Oh gosh, that would be hard. Okay. Fun fact or fake factoid number 5. Stewardess is the longest word you can type with only your left hand in the English language.
Oh, let me think. Let me rack my brain. Left hand, you said?
That's specifically on the QWERTY layout.
Okay. And so the rules would end up being, look at my keyboard right now, like left hand, and that must be like by using the rules of like
Of typing.
yeah,
right, because obviously I could type.
I could type it
I
with
don't know how you
my
word that
hand.
clue. I could type longer.
Using the QWERTY layout rules that you're supposed to have your hand.
I'm
you know.
sure there's some.
I'm gonna. Okay, I got my answer.
Got my answer.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
I did forget to say this was submitted by David on Instagram.
All right, David.
Oh, yeah, and you said English language, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? You say
Yeah.
Fun
Fake
fact.
Fun fact, fake factoid.
Yeah.
I love that you guys have been opposite every
I
single
know.
time.
we're like-
I've been waiting for the time that we
I
were
know.
both on
I
the
kind of thought
same
this one would be the
page.
one for some reason.
Me
Like,
too.
As you started
But
saying
no.
it, yeah.
No.
This is a fake factoid.
Oh, nice.
I'm sure there's some longer word that you can
Yes.
spell. What is it?
There's one called Tesseradecades, which is a group of, I think,
Of course.
14. Also, after cataracts, which I feel like is kind of cheating because it
it's
feels
like
like
the
two separate
plural.
ones. But
Yeah.
after cataracts is a clouding of the eyes lens. So it is a word typically after a surgery to remove cataracts. And then the one that I thought is the most accessible is sweater dresses. So all three of those are tied. They're 14.
Wow,
Wait,
that's
cataracts
crazy.
has 14. Wait, that's what's
After
mind blowing.
cataracts.
After cataracts. After cataracts.
So the
So the
first
word
one
is after cataracts.
Say the first one again. Tessa.
Tesseradecades. I think it's
Yeah.
groups of 14.
Yeah. So that to me that
It
I
has 14 letters.
if it was just the other two, I might be like, are those really words that come on word?
Yep.
But Tesseradecades
Really sold it for me.
That sell, yeah, that. And
Yeah.
I was kind of looking, I was like, okay, there's two vowels only and so many weird consonants. So I just
Yeah,
thought,
but it's an A and an E. You can do so
Yeah,
much
that's
with A
And
true.
E
S's.
Mhm.
and
And a
S. Yeah,
T.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say that.
Yeah.
Mason said, "Do you play Wordle?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"I play the Wordle every day." And
Yeah.
so I was like, "There's got to be things you can do."
Yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
so this is the sixth and final one, and the score is 3-2.
Oh. So
Okay.
that means like, okay, it can be tied up. So what are you gonna do if we
Yeah.
tie it? We gotta figure it out now before it's the
That's
reality.
true. Before the reality.
Are you
That's
gonna-
a good question.
Maybe Mason could throw one out and then you could verify or
Oh yeah, like on the fly, like a
Yeah.
quick
Like a random-
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you think you have one somewhere in your brain?
I also
Okay.
lots of listeners submitted one, so I could probably just quickly pull up one
Oh,
from
okay.
Patreon. But we'd
Okay.
have to I'd have to pull it out. So
Okay.
That's fine.
if y'all could try to get a different answers, that would be great.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. I like how it went from y'all taking turns to now you say it at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
It feels
'cause it's
more like definite.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I might change my answer based on because he's
Yeah.
doing good. You know.
Right. Or if I just wanted to make sure that the status quo stayed the same, I could just guess the same thing as her. And
Yeah.
then we both lose or both win.
That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
true. So
So-
true.
So we're keeping it fair.
Don't want to do that.
No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Fun fact or fake factoid number 6. This is from Darby on Instagram. You were an egg in your mom while she was still an egg inside your grandma.
Oh, I see. An egg in your mouth.
I know my answer.
Sorry, let me say this again. You're an egg inside your mom while she was still inside your grandma. She was being carried
I
inside your
see.
I know
grandma.
my
Okay,
answer.
I've got it. I got it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Fun fact.
They tied and they're both correct.
Whoa.
So Jam wins.
Okay, so
Wait, I have
here's
3.
my additional information about this one.
Yeah.
No, I knew this one.
Yeah. When,
I
when,
knew this one.
when you said the
Oh,
egg
okay.
part, I was like, that's not true.
Right, but then when I
then
fixed
you
it,
fixed
yeah.
I was like, I know that's true.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Human girls are born with, it's actually not as true as you might think. They're born with oocytes.
Yeah.
So they're
Mm.
immature egg cells. So you're
Technically.
not really an egg yet in your
Yeah.
mom's
But you're
body.
basically.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be an egg in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And so your mom carried your grandma carried your mom with your egg cell
Wow.
inside of her.
So actually, your sperm, your sex cells go through 2 meiosis. They go through 2 splittings. So when you are developing, they go through the first phase, and then they are arrested until you get to puberty, and then they start dividing again. And that's what your menstrual cycle is. Actually,
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh.
dang.
good times.
Thank you for sharing
Good times
that. We
for
got an
women.
extra fun
Meiosis,
fact.
euosis, weosis. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I decided to give you both a genuine compliment either way.
Oh,
So, my genuine compliment, I'll give 2 to Jam. You're a really good dad, and it's super fun to see you with your kids.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. They're really cute and fun too. That's not a compliment for you. That's a compliment for them. And then my
Okay.
second one is you're
I mean,
a
I kinda-
very good friend.
Thank you.
Especially it's nice to see you be friends with Mason, but also you're a good friend to me.
Right. Well, I have to work really hard to be friends with Mason because he's like,
Yeah, he's so hard to get along with. So those are my
Thank you.
2 for
so
you.
sweet.
You only get one, Claire, because
That's
you
okay.
lost.
I know.
And Jim
It's
also
weird
get
'cause
a
you-
treat that I can just bring to recording at some
it's
point.
weird because it's still nice you're giving her one, but somehow saying like you only get one. Yeah, it sounds so
still
mean.
stings a little bit.
You are just so intelligent, and it's so fun to learn things from you. Claire and I were in a small group with our church together this past year, and you would just come in and you would just share such interesting information, and it would always get me excited to learn about things. And so yeah, you're just really good at communicating the stuff that you learn, and you learn a lot, and that's really impressive.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
Sweet. That soothed the sting of winning for me.
Yeah. Sorry that I made you feel worse before I gave you the compliment.
No, but it just soothed it all, made it all better because it was so sweet.
Okay, well, anyway, this was my fun game that I invented because of our community. They came up with it basically for me, of fun fact or fake factoid. And I think if y'all like it, we could do a lot more episodes like this because I really had fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, these are so great. Thank y'all for sending these.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for both of y'all for playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll also post the references for this so that you can go look up the information that I found about this as well.
Nice.
Okay. Well, shall we wrap it up here?
Let's do it.
Okay.
As always, thank you for sending your questions, ideas, thoughts, fun facts in this case, or fun factoids as we discovered some of them were. But if you'd like to do that, you can send them at chemforyourlife.com. That's chemforyourlife.com to share your thoughts, ideas, questions, factoids, whatever in the future. If you'd like to help us keep our show going and contribute to cover the cost of making it, you can do that by joining our super cool Chem community of patrons where several of these factoids came from. You get to interact with us, behind the scenes stuff, free, ad-free version of the show, extra bonus episode every month, all that kind of stuff. We'd love to have you over there and get to know you. And also you'd help to keep the show going and keeping it free for everybody else, which is awesome. If you're not able to do that, you can still help us by subscribing at our favorite podcast app, rating, writing, reviewing it on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, and also by subscribing on our YouTube channel. Those things help us to share our chemistry with even more people.
This episode of Chemistry for Your Life was created by Melissa Collini, Jam Robinson, and Claire Caballero. And Jam Robinson is our producer. The episode was made possible by our community, like Jam talked about. You in our community on Patreon make it possible for us to do these episodes, and you make it chemistry accessible to even more people, and we just cannot thank you enough. So we want to shout out and thank Jessie R, Ciara L, John T, Avishai B, Bri M, Brian K, Carol R, Chris and Claire S, Chelsea B, Derek L, Elizabeth P, Emerson W, Hunter R, Jacob T, Kristina G, Katrina H, Letila S, Lynn S, Melissa P, Nicole C, Rachel R, Sarah M, Stephen B, Suzanne P, Timothy P, Venus R, Erica B, Cullyn R, and Jeannette N. Thank you again for everything you do to make Chemistry for Your Life happen. And an extra special thanks to Claire.
Thank you for having me.
Just basically moved into this podcast with us.
And yay, fun facts.
Yay, fun facts. Woo!